Hi, good morning, Kim. Good morning, it's Christine at Groove Car. Not sure if you can hear me. I'm unable to hear you, Kim, so maybe you're just dialing in. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Excellent, Kim. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, we were closed yesterday, and I just completely forgot.
Oh, no worries. So then I guess you received my voicemail. That reminded
um,
you.
yes, I'm like, oh my gosh.
That's all right. So we allow for, credit unions to run a little late, and we do appreciate you taking a look at our program with us today. Before we get started, I want to just make sure you could see the screen I've shared. I have a beautiful red Porsche.
I can.
Members, close more loans.
Yep, I can.
Good. So if you wouldn't mind, Kim, maybe telling me a little bit about Fellow Credit Union and what you guys are currently doing to engage your existing members and how you capture their auto loans currently.
Well, we do indirect lending with about 7 to 10 dealers, kind of throughout our county. We're a small town. And then we have a lot of marketing done. We have a marketer that we're constantly running ads and stuff like that. We don't do any we don't do any specials or anything because our rates are pretty low.
Okay. Very good.
And it seems to be working because we're not to the point where we have to start looking for car loans. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So what else?
We come from a town of like 6,000.
Okay.
So, we're like, there's two big credit unions. We're one of them, and the town tends to come here. So we're kind of really lucky right now.
Okay. I appreciate you sharing that with me. Besides you and one other credit union in your town, are there any other financial institutions?
Yes, we're overbanked in this town. We have quite a few banks.
Okay.
But they engage more. A couple of them do indirect lending, but the banks in town here are more for commercial lending, business lending, stuff like that. They're not for the people, kind of.
Right, got it, right. And that's why members sign up with the credit union, because you're going to get more of that personal service that the banks are not going to provide on more of a personal level. So I appreciate you sharing that with me. I do believe our program would certainly provide a great resource for your existing membership. You guys have about 9,200 members, and because they are so loyal to the credit union, you can provide a service to them that will help them save time and money when shopping for their next car. And that's kind of what we'll walk you through. And then along the way, you'll have an opportunity to deepen those relationships with your existing members, which is always important, and then capture more auto loans, but also cross-sell other products. So just to give you a little bit of an idea of who we are here at Groove Car, Groove Car has been helping credit unions for over 18 years with all their automotive solutions. So that's our main focus. We do have other products regarding automotive solutions, leasing, and indirect. Those products are really, though, designed for certain markets and more of the larger credit unions. The program we're showing you here today, Kim, is something that every credit union, any asset size, can use to engage their members. And we currently have over 300 credit unions throughout the country using this program. So here are some of the credit unions, and you may be familiar with some of these. Smallest one right now on this program is $4 million in assets, and the largest is over $8 billion. And you'll find out later in the presentation how we've been able to acquire such a large variety of credit union sizes, because our product really is not a one-size-fits-all. There are going to be many reasons a credit union has chosen to move forward with us, but we wanted to highlight the top 5 because we felt this is something that really is important to every single credit union throughout the country. And the first thing we found, and that's why I opened with that question, is member engagement. What is each and every credit union doing to engage their existing membership? And you already kind of answered the question for me on what you guys are doing, but we did a study in the industry wanting to know, we reached out to 100 credit unions, what the primary message that they're featuring to their existing membership was. And the choices we gave them, Kim, were rate, promotion, and service. If you had to take a guess here, what do you think the primary message is that most credit unions are featuring?
Well, we kind of do service. We just believe in, we kind of have the philosophy, if we give them great service and we can help them all around, everything else falls into place after that. Like, we even have some members that will be at the indirect point, and they'll say, well, I can get you a better rate at so-and-so, and they're like, no, I want to go with Filer. Even we might be 0.25% more,
Right.
because we just have very loyal members that love our the service we provide.
And that's the way every credit union should operate. Unfortunately, it's really not what every credit union is doing. Everybody right now is focused on rate. Based on that 100 case study that we did, they're all promoting rate. And that's for just not auto loans, that's for any product. Everybody's promoting their low rates. The problem is, especially when someone's looking for a car, that's something that they're probably not going to ever consider initially. We do know that 97% of car purchases begin online. And if you think about it, that person's not really going to be shopping for rate, right? They're going to decide what car is right for them first. So they're online shopping for the car. Have you ever shopped online yourself for a car before buying one?
No.
Okay. Do you know anybody that ever has?
Yeah, my husband tinkers on it, and we have people that will call and say, I'm looking at a car, blah, 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 I'm going to go up and check it out. So, yeah, I mean, there are people who do it, yeah.
Right. And the reason people are shopping online is because everything's readily available for them. It will save them time, not having to drive to each and every dealer, and they can really focus on their needs. During this process, Kim, a lot of different websites are visited. On average, how many websites do you think are visited? Any idea?
Tons, because you have the power of the tool in your hand. I couldn't even guess.
So I'm going to let you know it's 18 on average.
Wow.
That's industry standards. And I'm always hearing the same reaction. I guess most credit unions don't realize what their members are doing from the beginning to end process of shopping for their next vehicle. Millennials are generally visiting over 22 different websites. Here are some of the websites that they would be going to. You may know of some. Of course, every dealer has a website, right? And that's where they're posting their inventory. We have the manufacturer websites, and then, of course, the third-party sites. When your member, Kim, is on these websites, they're constantly being solicited by third parties. So what that means to your credit union is they're being engaged by somebody else. Now, you did already show you have loyal members, but you are losing somewhat of an opportunity to strengthen that relationship with them and make it easy for them so that they're not frustrated with pop-ups and solicitation. So what if we could take your member through their car shopping journey with your credit union? Right now, you're really not able to help them with any of the resources other than maybe your low rates. So what if we can help them find the next car, let them know if they're getting a good deal, and of course, making sure that they can afford it. And here's how we can do that. I'm going to go to our website. Here's the website we started building for Filer Credit Union. So this would be your members' one-stop shop. They would come to your website. We'll show you how we're going to integrate this on your current site, and all their car shopping needs will be met here. They will no longer have to visit multiple websites. We've incorporated this for everything from manufacturer information, applying for the loan with you. We'll show you custom calculators. We have new vehicle information. So any new vehicle your member wants to research, now your credit union can provide this information. So in this example, we have BMW. We have the MSRP and invoice pricing. This is going to provide your members everything they need now with the credit union. I love this feature. See this? It's going to give them a visual of what that car will look like. They can build out a car to their needs. We're not going to have time to go through all the features, Kim, because there's so many of them. But now we have a custom payment calculator that's going to be found on every single vehicle throughout your website. This will allow us to bridge the gap that you have, not just providing them the low rates. What we can do here is show them what your rates would be. We're going to customize this for you for each term. Now they can see what their estimated payment would be for the car they're interested in. So it makes you more relevant at that time when they're shopping for their next car. We can also have your members do a side-by-side comparison of any car that they want to learn about. This is where they're going to spend a lot of time with your credit union. Right now, they're going to be going to different websites, and this is going to allow them to stay engaged with you. So let me just pull up another comparison. Here's a side-by-side. So maybe they want to see pricing, maybe fuel economy. Any questions so far?
Where are those cars being pulled from? I'm sorry.
Yeah, so this is all the new vehicle data. So what we do is we partner with a company called Data One that's providing us for every new vehicle on the market. And you'll see here we have each manufacturer. We're getting their data. So we have all the MSRP, invoice pricing, the colors that that car would come in. That's on the new vehicle side, right? Because a lot of people want to go on the manufacturer's website before getting to a dealer to determine what new car would be right for them. Now we're going to talk about inventory in just a little while, and I'll tell you where we pull that from. So this is actually inventory at a dealership. And we'll be talking about that a little bit more into the presentation here. The first thing that we wanted to show is all the tools that your members would be utilizing to kind of figure out what car is right for them. And the second reason credit unions have chosen to partner with us is because while they're doing all this research on your website, it's going to generate leads for them on your website. We're going to be able to let you know which member is shopping on your site so you can get in touch with them before they get to the dealer. So going back to how much time is being spent online, how many hours would you guess that somebody's spending online? Remember, they're visiting over 18 different websites, and they're doing all this from beginning to end online. How much time do you think is being spent?
I'd say 2 to 3 hours per time.
So that's, it may vary by individual, but the actual industry standard shows it's about 14 hours over 4 months. So you have to take into consideration when somebody just decides, maybe I have to start looking for a new car. So it really goes back from the very beginning, which is about 14 hours over 4 months. Millennials would generally spend a lot longer in a shorter period of time, and that's about 17 hours over 4 weeks. So this is where your members will be able to now engage with your credit union. Let me show you how you're going to get in touch with your member, Kim. So going back to our custom site here, while they're going through and shopping, there's going to be different features they can use to make it easy for them. So for example, this little heart here will allow them to save any cars that they find on your site to their garage. Notice when I click save, it asks me to register with Filer. So we're going to ask that member or visitor to provide their email and full name so they can create a garage. Now, every time they come to your site and save a car, you're going to be notified. So we're going to let you know that person's first, last name, and email address. So right now, any of the members that are online shopping, would you really know that they're in the market?
No.
Right? So what are we going to do here? Besides letting you know that that member is now shopping for a car, you can obviously help them find their next car and talk about helping them with their auto financing. But what else does that provide you? What other opportunities does that provide the credit union?
Well, it provides the contact. It provides reaching out to them. But here's my red flag. We would only be able to put the area that our membership can reach, and that we're the counties that.
Tell me what you mean about that. So you don't have non-members coming to the site?
But not right. Well, we would have non-members, but they'd have to only. If I'm going to put used car lot people on here, it can only be in the area that we can service people.
Okay.
We would be limited to counties.
Okay, so let me explain how that works. And we're kind of jumping a little bit ahead because this is a program that primarily is going to be used by your existing membership. They already belong to the credit union. So the 9,200 members that you currently have that are already signed up as a member, they're going to be using this site. Very rarely are you going to see non-members using the site because we're going to show you how to promote it to your existing membership. So, and as we go through a little bit further in the presentation, you'll see that it's not going to matter what dealerships we have on the site. And we'll talk about how we've acquired these. But your membership that you currently have, they're not just going to shop at the dealers in your county, right? They can go outside of that county, no?
Yes.
Right? So this program is something that's used primarily by your existing membership. It's not like an indirect program where the dealer is going to be signing that member up for you. These are members of your credit union already.
Okay. I get it now.
Yeah, so and we'll talk a little bit more about that. I just wanted to clarify that for you right off the bat, so you don't think that that's a red flag. That's sometimes what happens with credit unions. They're a little bit confused as to how we're obtaining the information and who will be using this service. Let me go back to showing you some of the other leads, because there's not just going to be a lead when a member saves a car. There's going to be a lead to your credit union when they want to view any free Carfax. So if they didn't save a car, but they come to your site and notice this has a free report, and they say, I want to see the free report, they can download the report, and you're going to immediately be notified. So we're going to send you an email notification letting you know that Christine just downloaded this report. So I'll provide you with my information.
But who is technically paying for the Carfax?
So the way the free Carfax works is GrooveCar gets all of our inventory feeds from our service providers, not from the dealer. We send these files up to Carfax. We have an agreement with Carfax. If the dealer purchased the report initially, they let us know, Carfax, and we offer a free report to your credit union. We're going to pay a discounted fee to Carfax, depending on how many are downloaded over the course of a month. So we're not charging you or your member.
Okay.
When there's a free report, it's going to be completely free. Okay. Another way you're going to get in touch with your member is if they have a question for a dealer. So every website online will have a contact dealer form, right? Because they know people are not going to come into the dealer. They don't want to get a salesperson on the phone. And as they're shopping, they may have a simple question. When your member contacts a dealer on your site, we are going to notify you, Kim, immediately. So we're sending you an email notification alerting you again that Christine reached out to this Chevy dealership, giving you that opportunity to get in touch with me. Now, we're going to talk about the dealers we have on the program and featuring the indirect dealers you work with. Because now, if you have a member that reaches out to one of your indirect dealers, how would you ever know that you've gotten that financing? Right? Just because you work with that dealership doesn't mean you're ever guaranteed the financing. So now, throughout this research, you're going to have opportunities to engage with your members that you may not be getting right now. And you may be losing opportunity with your existing members. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. Another lead for you. Notice, Kelley Blue Book, when your member's shopping on your site, most commonly asked question would be, how do I know the dealer's price is fair? Right? Most people are a little weary of the price that the dealer is offering the car for. This will determine for them what others in their area have paid for the same car. So, but this Arcadia here would be priced between $18,000 and $21,000, according to Kelley Blue Book, in someone's specific area, and it's pulling up the credit union zip code area. The dealer priced the car at $21,000. They are right on point. So this is telling your member that this dealer's price is a fair price. This will also generate a lead for your credit union. So you'll be notified, Kim, when somebody wants to view that information. So everything I've been showing you, keeping everything in one place right now, this is going to eliminate your member having to go to various websites. This is keeping you engaged with them. They're constantly being reminded that your credit union is here to help them save time and money when shopping for their next car. But now, notice this Get Pre-Approved button. That's going to be found throughout your entire program. And look what we've done. We took them right to your current quick loan application. So we're pushing more members to your application as they're shopping for the car. We're not waiting for them to have found the car and get to the dealer and hope that they're going to come back to you, which you did share that they are loyal, and most of them do. But I guarantee that there's some opportunity that you guys are missing out on. Any questions?
No, not yet.
Okay, great. It's a lot of information I will be emailing a lot of this over to you. The third reason credit unions have chosen to partner with GrooveCar, this kind of goes back to member engagement. It's allowing you to deepen your relationships with your existing members, which seems very important to your credit union, especially because you guys seem like you do a great job promoting your service end of the credit union and really making sure that your members are getting the best service. So our program will certainly complement that for your credit union. We wanted to share a few testimonials. Here's a very large credit union you may know of, Tinker in Oklahoma City. They are over $3 billion in assets, and currently they have experienced member engagement. Members are coming to their site to shop for their next car, using their comparison tools, getting pre-approved. But let's look at a small credit union. The program worked just the same for a 34 million asset credit union in Indiana. Member engagement has been increased, deepening their relationships, but they've also seen a 13% auto loan growth in less than a year, all from our program. So the program is proven to work for any credit union, any asset size. We're not only going to build the site for you that we're showing you, but we're also going to be your marketing partners. So we would work very closely, Kim, with your marketing department and helping them to create campaigns. We have a video library, so we're going to help create custom videos that your members can learn about the resource. We're going to create content, flyers, buck slips, posters, everything that they need so that they can see that you will now be able to help them find their next car. And this is where I was getting to the point that you're going to promote this to the 9,200 members you have. Because we're going to provide this information. You can include a buck slip in their monthly mail-in statement. You can post the video on social media, maybe put up a poster in the lobby. So this is where your existing members will learn about the resource, and that's going to drive them to your website. While they're now learning about the resource, they're going to be utilizing it, and we can send your credit union Google Analytics. So this would go more towards something the marketing department may look at, to show your credit union how your members have used the site. What was the level of engagement? So I like to show live results. Here's a very small credit union. They're about 28 million with 2,800 members. They have been on our program just a little over 6 months. Since June 11th through January 21st, they've had 308 new users on the site shopping with them. Those 308 users, look how many pages they viewed. Can you see that? 3,070. That would tell me that these members have really relied on their credit union to get their car shopping needs met. They've spent a lot of time with their credit union. And then, of course, we can tell your credit union how the member learned about the site. Did they come from an email? Did they come direct from your website? And this goes back to helping with the help of our marketing team. So we're going to help go over best practices, tell your marketing team what they could be doing to drive more traffic to the website. Lastly, we have the fourth reason credit unions have chosen to partner with GrooveCar, and that would be to remain competitive with their market leaders. Now, I did ask earlier if you have other financial institutions in your area, and you did share there are some banks, but they're not really focused on auto lending. Do you have a Chase by any chance, or a Capital One?
No.
Okay. So I know, what about Bank of America? I know they also have a car buying site now.
No.
Okay, so you have more of the smaller institutions?
Yeah, we have, it's called, we have a chemical bank,
Okay.
Huntington Bank, West Shore Bank.
So a lot of these larger institutions that I'm showing you here, Capital One, while they may not apply in your area, these financial institutions are taking up a lot more space in the automotive industry, where once they didn't focus on automotive financing, they focus more on, like you said, commercial lending. They do realize that people do have to shop for a car, so they're using their car buying site as a lead generator. It doesn't mean that they're even really interested in the auto financing. They're looking to get leads, people that they can then sell their other products and services to. So our product allows credit unions to remain competitive with those market leaders. Lastly, and this is really going to apply for you, Kim, helping credit unions to enhance their local dealer relationships, because you already shared that you do indirect. While this is a direct program, we're going to be able to strengthen some of those relationships you have with those 7 to 10 dealers. So here's a snapshot of the dealerships that we currently have. I put your credit union zip code in, and there's going to be dealers listed on the left, inventory on the right. So within 100 miles, we already have on our program over 90 dealerships. Now, your members will have access to all of our inventory. So regardless of where they live, that's why I asked before, they don't just shop in your county. If they want to look 150 miles out, they'll get 250 dealers, so forth and so on. We have about 4 million cars nationwide. But we're not working with any dealer that you see here. So this Ford dealership, Baker Ford, we don't have a relationship with them. Groove Car is not like an Auto Trader or TrueCar. We don't charge any dealer to be on the program. And we don't want to work with the dealer because if we did, they would be looking for us to send them leads. The only reason we have inventory here is because your member eventually has to go to a dealership. So we're working with the data feed provider. So what we want to do, if there's a dealer that you do work with out of those 7 to 10 dealers, are any of them here? Do you see any of them listed?
Yeah, I see a lot of them.
Okay. So what we want to do is the ones that we already have, we want to feature them as a preferred dealer. So I want to take their dealership and I'm going to create an icon and put them to the top of the page, meaning those dealerships inventory is going to come up first. So let me just give you a quick example of what that will look like. Let me go to a preferred dealer screenshot so you can see. So that will allow you to feature the dealers that you do have a relationship with. And I'll show you what that will look like, which can actually help you build and enhance that existing relationship. So underneath the dealer, we're going to list that little preferred icon, and we'll bring all those dealers to the top of the page. So that would mean their inventory would always be seen first. Now, in the case that there's a dealer that we don't have on, there may be 1 out of the 7 or 10 that we don't have inventory for. Very easy for you to have them added to the program. Now, let me show you how. We have a dealer sign up form that I'm going to pull up online. Who's managing those relationships with those dealers, Kim? Is that your department or yourself?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So what if you could go to those dealers and tell them that you're featuring their inventory on your website at no cost, and you've also listed them as a preferred dealer. The dealers that we don't have the inventory already for, you can send them this online form and just ask them to fill it out, basically telling Groove Car who we need to contact, who's the company that's managing their inventory. They submit the form, see how easy it is to fill the form out, and we're going to do all the work to get their inventory on the program. This will help the dealership boost their sales. They're going to sell more cars this way because now they're getting free advertising, and your credit union is providing that to them. Now, do you think other financial institutions in your area are offering them that same courtesy?
Not to my knowledge.
Yeah, so what is that going to do? It's going to differentiate you from all the other financial institutions. Right? Make that dealership think about giving you more financing because you're now helping them sell more cars. And that's proven. Every credit union that does feature their preferred dealer networks and has that relationship with their dealer, adds their inventory on the site, it's proven to help them strengthen those dealer relationships. So how do you see that working with the credit union? Do you think that would be a nice benefit for you guys to offer your dealerships?
Yeah, I do.
Are there any dealers that maybe you'd like to get your foot in the door? Maybe you just haven't had an opportunity to.
Right. We just expanded our field of membership. So once this weather breaks here, I'm going to get out there and get up to Cadillac and Traverse City, the new counties, Lake City, and see what I can do to get them to come aboard and do some more indirect lending.
So with that being said, this would be a great foot in the door. So
Correct.
giving them, not just going in and say, oh, you know what, here, let's start working together, because they might have 5 other institutions they're working with, financial institutions. Here, you're going to come in and say, listen, I want to advertise your inventory free of charge to our membership. Let's start our relationship. So this is proven to help you get your foot in the door with those new dealerships. And we'll go over the best practices with you. Any questions before we go through pricing?
Nope, I'm ready for that because this, again, will have to be approved by someone else.
Yes, of course. And I'm going to make sure that you have everything that you need to go over with your team. So before I do the pricing, let me just kind of go over some of the challenges credit unions have shared with us that they face when implementing new programs. Obviously, every credit union is different, but it does always come down to budget. We do realize that credit unions are non-profit. You guys have other things that you're always constantly working on. And our program really is never a budgetary issue because it's going to be based on your asset size. As I said earlier, we're not a one-size-fits-all. Lack of time or resources, and I'm sure you're like every other credit union, you guys are doing multiple projects, maybe doing core conversion, changing your phone systems, new website design. We'll have you up and running in 1 week. So our program usually does not take you away from anything else you're working on. And some of the smaller credit unions, usually a credit union of your size would not need board approval, maybe just the CEO or management team. But if you did need board approval, we'll also go over our best practices and help you with all the information you need to present it to your board. So let's go through pricing. Pricing is based on your $142 million in assets. We did pull your recent NCUA report. Based on that asset size, your flat fee, Kim, for everything we've shown you is $550 per month.
Okay, I'm just writing it down.
Yeah, and I'm going to email that for you as well. Now, we do ask for a minimum of a 36-month term. That's going to allow us to lock you in at that rate. So as you increase in assets, your price will never change. Okay. So also, we will make sure that if we have a price increase, that price will not change. Now, what we'll also do for you is we're going to waive our setup fee because we want to earn your business. Normally, there's a $3,000 one-time setup fee, and that's because we have to take the site we've shown you. We have to really customize it now with your rates and get all your automatic emails set up and all your marketing material, your reports. The one-time setup we're going to waive of $3,000 will be offered if you were able to sign up with GrooveCar within 3 weeks from our demonstration today.
Okay.
I know you already shared with me you have to go through the program with your management team. What I would strongly suggest is maybe we have a second meeting with that team. I do feel it's a visual program.
I do too. We're having a manager meeting on Thursday, so I might be able to, I should be able to present it and see what happens.
Okay. No chance of us doing a quick meeting during that Thursday meeting, just to kind of, I think to have them make a decision based on very little information.
Yeah, no, I can't do it because it just doesn't work like that here. But I can bring it up, and then for those who need to be involved, then I can contact you back, and we can set something up.
Sounds like a plan. So what I'm going to do then, Kim, is I will email you all this information. The pricing, our offer to waive our setup fee. Let me tell you that what I will do, if we had to have another meeting with the rest of your team, I'll extend that offer from the second meeting. This way it gives you guys a little bit more time for that due diligence and for me to meet with the rest of your team for those parties that would be involved, which I'm going to assume would be marketing would be one, right? Want to make sure that they see the program and yeah. So what I will do in the information I'm sending also is send you my link to my online calendar. This way you can coordinate a day and time that works with everybody, looking at what I have available.
Perfect.
All right, and what I'd like to do is, would it be all right to follow up with you on Friday just to get some initial feedback on how the conversation went?
Or even Thursday later in the afternoon.
Okay, what time is your meeting on Thursday?
8:30 in the morning.
Oh, okay, so yeah, maybe I'll reach out like 3 o'clock.
That'll be perfect.
Very good. Well, thank you so much, Kim, for your time. I'm going to get all this information out, and I'll speak to you on Thursday around 3.
All right, sounds great. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, Kim. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.